Here we are, Bluemont Sanctuary. How did you come to be here?
We were on a very small property. My wife wanted to do something bigger. We bought this piece of land. We have about 42 permanent residents. So like the thing is with our sanctuaries, when you come to Bluemont, that's it. We don't ride, we don't work, you don't get adopted out. You get to just be an animal.
You're operating a not-for-profit here. That has to make sense, that has to be efficient, there has to be systems.
Yeah.
You have 60 volunteers that I'd imagine part of their task is to take care of keeping the pasture nice and clean, and that means removing the manure.
Look at our volunteer corps. They age range from 8 to 80. We may have a lot, but functional to muck 5 acres of back pastures, even with a volunteer corps, like never happened. We would do it, by the time we finished, it was a mess again. If it wasn't our volunteers doing it, we had to bring in staff to do it. And if we had to bring in staff to do it, because we needed to be done, it cost us almost the same as the paddock play cost us, because it would be 2 days of operation. One of my volunteers sent me this thing. I was like, how cool is this? Imagine if we could use this. Someone sent it to me again. And I was like, you know what? Like, let me figure this out. We got the pre-sales for the US. And I was like, yes.
Wherever you buy it, it's always made in that country. You know, we do that because we like to support jobs, industry, and the economy.
The gentleman that will help us do projects on the farm, I can now have him do other things versus mucking the back field. That gives more time to grooming, to sitting with animals who are a little bit more afraid of people. So like the goats is a great example, have to get comfortable with us. So like, I now have volunteers that can sit on a stool inside the goat stall and just let them love on them, where before we were like, yeah, it'd be nice if we could do that, but like the backfields are getting to a point where we have to make sure they're done. It's hard to keep a farm serene, right? And like part of this is we want it to be serene for them. We want it to be serene for people to be here. To be able to keep those pastures clean, like I can do that in 2 hours. I can do it, like the boys like to do it. We can now we clean those fields like once a week, every other week.
Yeah.
That one has reduced flies for the care of our animals. It has too reduced my stress of a project that is almost too daunting to accomplish.
Right.
It has freed up time for our volunteers to love on animals and give them more self-care. Many of you who are probably going to see this have a 2 and 3 year old or have had a 2 and 3 year old. And when you have boys who are farm boys, they are very hard to contain. And when you can literally contain them to sit on a golf cart with you with their arms around you and eat a snack and be happy as can be, like that even just for our own family, like made things easier. What you created and finally brought here has very much made our lives so much better.
Yeah, well, I can't take the credit for that. I have to give that to my father who created it. I love getting out here. I love meeting the customers. I think it's important.
You called me, I don't know, 6 weeks ago. And you were like, you bought this. Thank you. And I was like, seriously? Like, how cool is it that you picked up the phone and did that from like across the pond?
And instead of just getting like, here's an email, send us a review. Love your work. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I want to be a bit more personable than that.
Number of weeks later, you're here, like doing a US tour. Like we got to show you what we do, and I appreciate so much what you guys built. So I'm excited to see what comes. Here, we aren't open to the public daily, but we do open for about 12 events a year for people to see the sanctuary and to help fund what we do. Instagram's our largest following, so Bluemont Equine Sanctuary on Instagram, and we post daily, whether it be advocacy, whether it's our animals here, whether it's what's happening. So check us out, whether it's online or if you're local, come visit.
I appreciate what you do. I appreciate it. I think the world needs more people like you. I think you do a great job. Bluemont Sanctuary, guys.